What's good, everybody? It's Essie Sings from Candid Culture Arts. This new edition of NC Talks highlights a super dreamy and unique artist. We are learning about Jaylen Spencer today. Let's meet him. Where are you based?
I'd say I'm based in Raleigh, the Raleigh-Durham, Wake County area.
Do you do art full time?
I do have another job at Spectrum,
Mhm.
and I work there full time, and then I'll do like my own music and like gigs and produce for people or write songs on the side, kind of. I don't really assume to make any money from it. It's just kind of a hobby.
How do you get
Mhm.
bookings?
It's usually because of some kind of connection with some prior history that like I've worked with the person or the artist or anything like that before. Most of like my gigs and bookings are choral based because my own like music, I don't feel like I have enough like rep yet to be able to perform like a full show of my own music. So I think whenever I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I have two albums, I can perform my own music and like mix and match, then I'll start, looking to get my own like solo bookings.
You see yourself performing with the band?
That'd be so fun. I could have like a nice little jazz, like five-piece set. I'd love to do that.
What's your main medium of art?
It's definitely music. I've tried to like dig more into like visual art and creation of different like media just because it goes hand in hand. And I've learned like little bits and pieces here and there in school. I've been together for I don't even know how long. So it's gonna be her every time.
Any global influences?
Main influence will always be Beyonce, just because that woman never stops. She never gives up. She always has a new idea. There's always something coming. There's always a surprise, an Easter egg somewhere. And that attention to detail is always what I strive to be able to create. There's this guitarist
Mhm.
named Luis Bonfa. The way he plays his instrument is so inspiring. I've never heard him talk. I've never heard him say anything outside of strumming his guitar, but it's so inspiring to just sit there and listen to the stories that he tells with strings. Like it's crazy. I'll say Beethoven comes back to the story and like the music every time, but the way he paints pictures, it just makes no sense how like vivid of an image I get in my mind.
Which of your works most accurately reflect your energy?
There's a song I have, it's unreleased, and it's called Clover. And it's like the B-side to a track I have called Sage that is currently out.
Hmm.
And Sage is more of like the letting go and the forgiveness and the release of anything negative or positive. It's just cleansing of anything and everything and just moving on. Whereas Clover is kind of like the reconciliation of all of that. Because it's good to like be able to push everything away and process by yourself, but it's also good to be able to understand why you needed that for each and every specific thing that you pushed away, to be able to look it in the face and be like, this is why I didn't need you at that time. This is why I want you back now. And I feel like I'm at a really good place where I'm able to at least look at everything in my life and identify why you're here or why you're not here. It's been a very reconciling energy and a very light, peaceful, playful energy for a good little bit.
Like that reminded me of April Showers.
Ooh, uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
love that song. It was featured in NC Drops.
Ah,
Um,
yes, it was.
What's April Showers about?
It was such a fun song to like write and to make in general. The whole thing was based off of my partner on that song, Isaiah Diaz.
Hmm.
Um, and it was just fully like his energy, his not vibe, I'll say, because he makes kind of a different. His is more Mayflowers, but I really wanted to lean into that energy and that lane and that vibe of just like this Drake dancing in a cemetery type
Hmm.
vibe. um, but it was the emotions based on it were, that same energy of letting go. And whereas with say just more, I'm letting go and I have intentions. This one is I'm cutting you off. I don't care. Please leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't contact me. All of the lyrics I feel are so they have a lot of meaning, but I don't feel like anything I write these days is specific to anything or anyone or any situation.
Mhm.
Um, so it means a lot intrinsically, but it's not about anything.
How do you grow in your skill?
I feel like each song is like an opportunity to grow and learn something new. Like each song will have like specific goals and challenges with what I want to achieve and like how I want the song to sound by the end of it. But there will be some songs where I'm like, okay, well, I can feel that it's going in this direction of like my voice that I've never sang in before. Like it'll be like a Prince whisper, like falsetto, like whisper, and I'll be like,
Mhm.
I've never sang like that before. So I'm either gonna have to learn or I'm just gonna have to scrap the song. And it's usually each song has some kind of like, I'm either gonna have to learn or scrap it. So it's all just one big learning process that can be overwhelming because there's so much to learn. In the mornings, I usually warm up. I try my hardest to practice every day. It does not happen.
Yeah.
Um, but in the morning, I try to do a little like or like humming, just because I usually
Mhm.
start down here, and that's not beneficial for me. But yeah, I'll do some like quick scales to warm up, some like lip
Yeah.
trills to activate what's going on. Um, but other than that, it's usually just like talking throughout the day that like lifts my voice up to a place to where I'll be able to sing. And then I usually sing or record like post 6 p.m. into the wee hours of the morning. I'll only allow myself to write if it's like in the forefront of my brain and it's like you need to spit this out now because I don't want anything to be written that's like not intentional. So the only things I write are the things that I'm like, you need to get out of my mind. I need to put you on paper ASAP.
Do you have any local mentors?
Both Paul and Noah Anderson in their respective fields have, I feel like, guided me to this place of like seeing what is possible, especially in
Mhm.
North Carolina. They both are just like killing. They always
Mhm.
got more to give, seemingly, and that in itself is inspirational.
What is the best part about being an artist in North Carolina?
The freedom. I feel like there's such a virtue in like being able to not be in like some kind of big city and not be in any kind of like limelight or and just enjoy where you are with the people that are around you because that could be a great thing, but at the same time it comes with a whole nother set of rules and a whole nother everything. And I feel like just being able to appreciate where you are and the people that are around you and the people who enjoy you here and now is beautiful by itself.
Do you have any advice for fellow North Carolina artists?
Take it slow. There's always time. Whoa, hold on. Take it slow. Enjoy what you're doing. Let the music guide you to wherever it is going to guide you. I feel like trying to force things never really turns out the way you want it to. Um, and the best way to get the results that you see in your head is to give them the time and space and the energy and the passion that they need to grow into what you actually want. So just patience. Yeah, patience is always going to be good.
Anything else
Hmm.
coming up?
I am, I want to say, putting the finishing touches on an album. It is, I'll say that it's called Four Dimensional.
Mhm.
I've been teasing like this 4D, like kind of trippy thing, but the album is going to be called Four Dimensional. I'm shooting for the end of July,
Mhm.
and it is 24 tracks. um, Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's really cyclical. It's very like you get to the end and you don't know that it ended because it sounds like it just started again because it did. It's very that like and it all wraps back up into the same thing and trying to make sure it's finished and it all ends up in this cycle.
Where can we follow you?
Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook. I don't really be using Facebook like that, but I'm on it.
Okay.
Jaylen Spencer or Verg.ioo with three O's.
Anybody want to shout out?
Isaiah Diaz for joining me on not one but two songs. And not only joining me, but like making them the most phenomenal tracks to date that I've released since they're the most recent. But like I could not be happier with anything that we've done. I want to shout out Bruce Isley for joining me on Without You. That track could not have been any more 90s, any more fun, any more like without the Bruce Isley. And then I want to shout out Dylan Fisher and D Jones as well for future purposes.
Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, we wish you the best in your endeavors, and we will be on the lookout for Clover in Fourth Dimension. Okay,
Absolutely. I'll be
so
watching
yeah,
as well. Thank you.
of course. Have a good day.
You too.